He's Michael Vick, the Eagles quarterback, set to join us in a moment. I saw Philadelphia radio station had Michael on recently, and they were talking about the critics that say he holds on to the ball too long, takes too long to scan the field. And what happened was it seemed like he just took offense to that. Like, you're questioning my football IQ. Those people who are talking and saying that are just ignorant, and they know nothing about football unless they turn on the film and watch my game and see what goes on. Then they'll replace those comments with the right comments. Saw yesterday where Michael Vick got the key to Atlantic City. Is Michael on the phone yet, Fritzy?
Mike is standing by.
Oh, good. Okay. So Michael Vick joining us. Got the key to City, Atlantic City yesterday. We'll talk about his foundation, some of the work they did with the hurricane relief. And how do I introduce you? Are you the Eagles starting quarterback?
Just say quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles.
But is it open to competition? I mean, is that been out there publicly with Coach?
Coach just wants us to compete. He wants us to compete as hard as we can. I think it's just us just going out there and trying to be the best that we can be, and proving that we're capable of running the offense and what it requires. And I think he's looking for the guy who can go out there and perform.
Can watching Oregon's offense from the last couple of years help you prepare for what Chip Kelly's trying to do with the Eagles offense?
Yeah, I think watching the Oregon offense has prepared us for OTAs. I think it's prepared us to go out there and be efficient to whatever capacity, depending on the quarterback and what their strengths are. I've been able to go out and be productive on the practice field, and also just being able to communicate with my coaches, which is very important and the key part to being successful on Sundays. So our goal is to win every day. We do whatever is required, and watching the film of Oregon is one of the steps that we feel like we have to take to get there.
What has Chip Kelly taught you?
Chip has taught me a lot. Just in the last 2 months, he's first and foremost taught me how to run his offense, which is kind of sophisticated, but at the same time, it has a lot of simple concepts, which allows me to go out and play my game and kind of have fun playing a game of football. He's teaching me how to just be in control, how to be a leader, and how to just take command, when it's appropriate, and not only for me, but for all the quarterbacks as well.
He's Michael Vick, the Eagles quarterback, joining us, Dan Patrick Show. I was kind of surprised at your reaction when, the criticism that you hold on to the ball too long and you take too long to scan the field. How did it come up that it finally got to you?
I'm glad you asked that question. I'm glad that I have an opportunity now to clear that up. First and foremost, when I was doing that talk show, it was deliberated that I didn't understand how to read defenses. And that's the question that I was answering. I felt like it was, an insult to my football IQ, and I was just responding, not from an emotional or sensitive level, but, trying to defend myself, which is something I feel like I shouldn't be doing at this phase in my career. I feel like I get that question all the time, and I feel like people just say those things without really checking the numbers or checking the stats. And, I feel like my football IQ is where it needs to be, and it's growing. I feel like I'm a work in progress, just like everybody else. And I just felt like it wasn't an appropriate question at that time when the interview was going so good. And I just felt like, it wasn't the right time for that. But I should have handled that situation in a more professional manner.
But you're looking at it, and the first thing I thought of is it a stereotype, that Michael Vick is athletic, but he doesn't have, that great football IQ? Is that what registers in your mind when you hear that?
I mean, I try to look at it in the most positive light. I try not to look at it from a stereotypical perspective or from a racist perspective. I feel like, Chip wanted me, to be here in Philadelphia, for another year. I felt like that was a positive, and I think that spoke for itself and spoke volume. When I first came to Philadelphia, Coach Andy Reid kept me as a backup quarterback, and it wasn't, in his plans to have me as a starter. It just kind of happened, and, they felt like I could, run the team regardless of my skill set or what I did best. And, I don't think that's something that I should have to, try to explain. So I think just those two coaches, which I think are both great minds, want me to be a part of their football team to whatever capacity, said enough.
What was your reaction when Coach drafted Matt Barkley?
When Coach drafted Matt, I knew it was one of the things that he felt like he needed to do for our football team. I didn't look at it in a negative light. I'm a very competitive individual. I love the game of football. I love the competition. I think Matt has potential to be a great quarterback in this league, and we all have to grow within the system and get better. So, it was one of his choices, and I respected it. I never questioned it, and I didn't think it was the wrong thing to do.
You realize if you were playing now, coming into the league now with the emphasis on this read option, how different would you be playing given what you're allowed to do now as opposed to 10 years ago?
I think about that quite often. What if I was drafted into a system of this caliber and what it would have looked like and what the outcome would have been. But, I think, in all actuality, that's hindsight. It's a great thought to have, but I think the fact that, I'm 32 and running this type of system, I still got a lot of football left in me based on what I feel. And I'm excited about the opportunity to be in this offense now and having the chance to go out and do some great things.
Would you see yourself as RG3 or Colin Kaepernick if you were looking back 10 years ago to be able to run this kind of offense?
I see myself as Michael Vick, not the originator of the overall Wildcat system or whatever you want to read option system. I ran it in 2006. I was able to have success not only in the run game but in the passing game doing it. Even though I was younger, the next 2 years I was out of football. Well, really the next 3 because I didn't play in 2009, and now I'm still fairly young, for the quarterback position. Still got a lot of football left to play, and still running just as fast and moving just as quick as I did, in 2006. So, I know that's saying a lot, but it's been proven out in the practice field, and people are able to see it right now.
How fast do you run the 40 now?
I think after racing LaShawn, and how I feel, I still think I run about a 4.4, maybe a high 4.4, but my quickness is there, and I'm doing all the things that I did going into the 2010 season as far as my training regimen. What Chip has implemented in the weight room and what he's asked me to do, and the lifts that I have has really allowed me to gain 6 pounds of muscle. I see muscles in my legs that I used to see, when I was younger. My burst is there, and I'm just excited. I feel like it's a lot that's in my favor.
Which quarterback could beat you in a 40-yard dash?
These guys are young and they're fast and they're quick. The thing I do have is a very quick get off.
Just say nobody,
Mike. My burst.
Just say nobody.
I really don't feel like there's a quarterback in the league that can beat me in a 40-yard dash. Now,
there you go.
If somebody want to set something up, then I'll be more than glad to accept the challenge. But as of right now, I'm gonna say me. But Colin Kaepernick is fast, and RG3 is fast as well.
How'd you get involved in Restore the Shore after Hurricane Sandy?
I've been a part of or experienced some tragic situations. I ventured Virginia Tech and a couple other situations that happened that was just natural disasters that nobody had control over. And I know the effect that it could have on the community and the people. And I felt like being so close and being only 40 minutes away, I wanted to do something that could just help lift the spirits of the people in the Atlantic City community, and just try to help them, pick themselves up. Have some optimism, have some belief, and know that it's not over. And there's room to bounce back. Now they know they've done it, and here they are today. Getting everything back refurbished and back up and running like Atlantic City of the old.
Well, it's good to visit with you again. Have fun with that offense this year, and thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Dan. I appreciate it, as always.